Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new, how you doing? If you're not new, welcome back. We are here to discuss season 6 episode 2 of Little Women in Atlanta, Minnie's Got a Man. And you know what? I have to just say this because we never reviewed this show before. I didn't do the kickoff special with Mom, and you know, watching this season with Minnie, especially with this episode, it was kind of like bittersweet to me because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care for Minnie in the last few seasons of Little Women because I just wasn't team her. But now it's just like, dang, because it really seemed like she had someone who was like really genuine and really was with Minnie for Minnie. And just everything that is going to transpire later on down the line, it's kind of sad. I was kind of like hard on her.
It's not kind of sad. It's all the way sad. It is bittersweet, like I mentioned, the kickoff special, and just even watch the shows in general. But you know, we all have our favorites, and I was here for all the drama and all the fights that they brought.
You always here for all the drama and all the fights. Speaking of fights, since we didn't do season 1, the real first episode, what did you think about that fight? I saw that fight before the show even aired. I was like, this is this season going on like this? I was like, this is already jumping off.
You saw that and didn't tell me about it? Because I saw the fight on the special, but what did I see and think about it? Man, I was like, they cannot be serious. You're fighting again about whatever music, what jealousy, this and that. I'm like, you're in the same group. The last music producers, music executives, put them all on the same track. So what is the issue this time?
You don't even need to talk about that because that was a whole mess within itself. In that performance last season, oh Lord. But just to keep moving forward with that, who do you think was really in the wrong? Do you think the twins were wrong? Because the whole reason why that even jumped off was because, you know, the twins didn't go to Abir's housewarming because, you know, she was trying to be welcome and more receptive with the twins, especially because she moved to Atlanta now. But to me, it's like, okay, you can do that now, but you can't expect people to be on your same timeline. Because Abir has been tripping since she's been on the show, and that's someone who I definitely do not care for.
Abir has brought a lot of passion to the show, a lot of energy.
You gonna call it passion?
It's a lot of passion because Little Vicious, that's her stage name, brings a lot of passion, little energy just based on her name. Okay, so as far as the fight goes, I think the twins and Abir had equal responsibility because it seems like, again, like I said, there's a one-up for this. Like, you know, I'm the star, we're better than you. But you know what? When the twins go off, they go off. And when Abir goes off, she goes off too. And all three of them like to fight. They just like to fight.
That's true. So when they had that sit down, it was Minnie, Money, and Abira. Abira's trying to stake her claim, you know, like, I didn't really do this. They were the ones who basically came at me. They jumped me with their husbands and Chris. And you know, I always got a side eye Chris. Forever and always. And I was like, I guess, you know, maybe they had a point. But Abira is always throwing stones at glass houses because then she's going to go off on her Instagram about it. Like, I thought you was the victim.
Yeah,
this
like,
doesn't seem like victim behavior.
It was like, man, the twins jumped me. I was like, As far as I'm concerned, the fight was mutual. But one thing I could see that probably set the fight off to go, as far as I went to get drastic with glass and all that stuff, and then Juicy getting hit in the head and getting them stitches, is when, I'm not sure which twin, Amanda Andrea, but one of them spit in Abir's direction, and that is what set it off. So
I thought Abir spit on her first.
It was a drink. It was the drink.
It was the drink first?
Well, she was talking with that passion, so her mouth had all those...
That passion?
That passion.
I need you to find another word, because it's definitely not passion.
She had all that passion in her mouth, so, you know, you're talking, she's like, you know, just getting riled up. So that's when the twins like, back at you, but it wasn't even like that. But when Minnie, Money, and Abir sat down to talk about the fight, like you said, I just think, again, like, Abir thinks she should be on a different platform because she thinks she's the only real rapper. I believe that's a quote. in the group. So she feels like she should be respected because this is what she does. This is who she is, and this is what she wants to do. And she just did not take responsibility, no blame for her part or nothing, because she feels like they came for her. They've been coming for her, just like the left cheek, right cheek from the last season was coming from Rivera.
Not left cheek and right cheek. Child, absolutely not. But Minnie over here wants to play peacemaker with everyone. She wants them to all get together. And Abir is like,
Abir don't want that.
I don't know about that right now.
She
Not
don't
at
want
this
that.
moment.
No, not just Minnie want to play peacemaker. Money does too, because Money is the one that suggested going to like a Bury the Hatchet. I'm like, Lord, what is that? Because at first I was thinking escape room. But it's just something, you know.
A hatchet throwing place? You never seen that before?
I just never heard it called Bury the Hatchet. I just thought
It's just a different name.
Oh, I just like thought you just, I don't know.
But with all that being said, you know, I guess it was nice that Juicy, in retrospect, you know, after she got hit in the head and everything, and she was throwing shade at Minnie, as she always does, decided to be like, you know what, I'm going to take a step back and I'm actually going to apologize for her about her having the health issues that she really does have. So that was very big and kind of her. So I got to give Miss Juicy, baby.
Oops.
You had to hit that.
Miss Juicy, baby.
Got to give her a little bit of props on that one. But then I think this was the other thing that got me. There was something else that got me at the end with Minnie and her man's friends.
But we'll get to that in a minute.
It was Money and Moreland. I'm like, what is this man doing back on the show? He's sitting at the bakery bar, wherever you sit. It don't really matter, because Money walks in the bar and she's like, you know, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this with you. I'm out. I was like, why did you come?
Because she came, because she said, I just want to tell you to your face
Absolutely not.
that I don't want to be with you. And he's like,
that's too much energy. Whenever you do that for a guy, whether they're on camera or not, that's too much energy. And that's clearly you still want to be with him, because even after she walked out the bakery bar, wherever they were, she was still standing waiting out there. I'm like, go home, Money, if that's what you gonna do.
she was trying to calm down. I don't think she was standing waiting. She was.
It don't matter what she was doing. She was out there still waiting for him to come chase her out, because I'm sure she knew that it was gonna happen, because he don't want, to me, my own personal opinion, I don't know the man, but for what we have seen over and over again, he don't really want to be with her. He wants to be with her for what she can give him, which is TV time, airtime, maybe some little change here and there, because according to Money, you know, she's over here struggling by herself doing this with her kid that, you know, he left her in the house with. Like, who does that? Like, what real man does that?
Now, I see your vent. I know where you're going, but just let me touch on like week one when when Money came back to town. She came back to be with her girls to get the support, because all the things that Moreland was doing. Now, if you remember from previous seasons that we didn't review, but Moreland is a truck driver, so I'm sure he goes like over the road. So she's home alone a lot. But turns out that Moreland was cheating and doing stuff like that. And when she found out, that's when she decided enough was enough, because she already moved back to Houston to be with her son D2, who was by someone else, because to have more time with him, since he can't move up to Atlanta right now. But since Moreland was stepping out on her, she figured it was time to come back. So Moreland decided to come get her back. So I don't think it was like for TV time. He's trying to save his, that's what Moreland said. He's trying to save his marriage. Don't lean on me, girl. Moreland said he was trying to save his marriage. Now, do I believe Moreland will save his marriage? A little bit.
A little bit for what reason? Because
not more than TV time.
If you love someone, genuinely love someone, you're not stepping out on them. And then later on, as we get into the episode, when they go meet again, would not have been me, at a little picnic thing, he's over here wearing this brown jacket that she saw him stepping out on her with. She's like, no, get that off of you, take that off, whatever. I'm like, okay, that must be his go-to outfit, his uniform that he likes to wear. So yeah, we need to get him another Burlington's Coat Factory outfit. But she once again just showed so much emotion and all that stuff. So I'm already like, I already know she's probably want to get back with him in some type of way, shape, fashion, or whatever. It was his excuses for me about how the one part that really got me was when he said, you know, you were just being negative, too much negativity for him. So he had to feel like he had to escape because, you know, she was down about her job. She was taking advice from other people, you know, weren't listening to her. So he felt like he was basically close in and he had to go. Like, that's the time you should want to be there for your wife. This isn't some girlfriend. This is your wife. Like, what are you doing?
And on top of that, after that conversation, she was like, well, you know, you're right. I was listening to other people and stuff like that. Kind of like co-sign what he said. At the same time, it's like money. Even if you did get advice from someone else, sometimes it's okay to get advice from someone who's a third party because they're not outside looking in. They're not as invested as maybe the girls, you know what I'm saying? So who don't know Morna like that. But
Yeah.
she apologized to Morna. I'm like, well, how did this get turned around?
That was that mess of manipulation coming on. And I just hoping, because even when we saw Money explain all this to Abira, and you know, I don't really care for Abira, but she was right. She was like, he's manipulating you. Like, how is him cheating on you making you want to now do this? And Money's like, you know, people can change, he makes mistakes, he apologized, he
And
say
Abira's
sorry,
like,
he apologized.
nah, that's no. Bear's like, girl, this is not it.
Yeah, he need to do more than change his cell phone number, get some new clothes from the Burlingtons, and all that other stuff. Like, he needs a for real 360 and go to real therapy. Because I know some people who said they would go to therapy, but they don't really go to therapy.
Right.
He needs some help, or they just don't need to be together. Period. Real steps and changes with that one. So
Boom.
basically, so then we also see, because we didn't touch on this, when they do go to the hatch throwing thing with the twins.
Well, everyone is there except Abira.
Do you think the twins accepted their role in it too, or did they just place blame on Abira?
One of the twins, it seemed like Amanda seemed to accept the role that they played in the fight, because she was like, you know what, regardless of what happened, you know, I'm big enough now. I could look back and see what was wrong, and you know, for the sake of the group, this is family. I want to move past it. Versus Andrea's like, because this is what happened, and that's why this,
Well,
and
Andrea
that.
always
And
got
then Andrea said even Chris wanted her to fight. I was like, Chris wanted you to fight, girl.
Or what do you expect from Chris? I expect no less from him at all.
I was like, Chris gonna get you caught up. Chris should be
don't
trying
care.
he should be trying to have you back. You know, like, don't fight, you know, like, be a lady or whatever. But she's like, But yeah, I think Chris said it too. But the point of that whole conversation was that Money wanted the twins and everyone else to come together. You know, and mend things, because she said she moved back to have them as family and, you know, to support each other. And they was like, yeah, okay. And then when she mentioned,
Well,
like,
they weren't
including
really-
Abira, they was like, what?
Yeah, I don't think they should push anything with them and Abira right now, because they literally over here throwing glasses. Like, didn't they learn anything from Love and Hip Hop? It's only plastic.
Well, they threw glasses last season
No,
at the show.
They need exchange for plastic, because, you know, only Miss Juicy Baby's the only one messed up with the patches on her forehead. I really felt bad for her. But then, let's get into Minnie and her new man. I did not catch his name. Did you catch his name?
His name is Nick.
Minnie and Nick, they are really cute together. I really think they look genuine, really happy together. They look comfortable. She had her leg on his. He was rubbing his leg. I was like,
It was
not
cute.
at the fire glass burning
At
place.
the glass blowing place. I'm like, okay, that's a different kind of date.
It was nice. They known each other for some years. He was consistent with it. He made it seem like he didn't want to be with her only because she was little or on TV. He really wanted to be with her. So he was actually excited to meet some of her friends. And she was like, you know, we just got into a little incident. So I don't know how about this going to go.
Right. They kind of crazy, but, you
He
know,
was
if you
like,
want to meet them.
You like them, I like them, then we cool. I was like, that's all we need to hear. So later we see them at this club. And I just miss going to clubs. I'll just throw that out there in 2021. And all the girls seemed like they were having a good time mixing with Nick at first. Abir already seemed like she's already lit.
Looked
so
like she pre-gamed already, didn't it?
probably, but she ready to go, basically. And so we see Nick's friends come in. I'm thinking, you know, maybe 2, 3.
It was about 5 of them, wasn't it?
It was about 8 of them. It was too many of them. Like, how many friends you got, Nick?
It's not too many. If you're coming out, maybe it's a social thing, because the majority of the women are single. Well, at least 3 of us are single. So maybe it's like, okay, maybe brings a few of my friends. Maybe some people could match. You never know.
Of course they were trying to match. Mr. Yellow Suit and Miss Juicy, he was trying to get some Miss Juicy with a cigar in his mouth.
She shut that down.
And then he tried to run some game on Abira. And Abira said, I might be from Florida, but nothing running up and through here.
Yeah, but one of the friends, when they had conversation, it was like 2 of the friends actually, was having conversation. And you know what? The conversation was a little fresh. And it was a little fresh and inappropriate. And, you know, even Minnie was sitting there looking, and Juicy and everybody else was sitting there looking. And I'm really surprised, but we didn't see it on camera, that Nick didn't say chill to his friends. Because even though the conversation was fresh with Abira, Minnie is a little person too. So it was offensive to everybody.
It wasn't just towards Abira. It was towards the whole group. He said he just wanted to ask because, you know, he didn't know. And I guess during a social environment, it looked like he was drinking some Hennessy. They were already drinking, so he felt a little bit comfortable to say it. It was just him going on and on and on about it, and kind of making it even more sexual when Abira tried to turn it around about them being picked up. I mean, anybody knows. If you know someone who's short or whatever, you know they don't like being picked up. Everyone knows that.
It was inappropriate.
But we all knew what he meant by
Exactly.
that. And it was definitely not cool. And I was actually, even though I don't really care for Abira, I was very surprised that, you know, she said, I'm going to be the grown person about this. I'm just going to step and walk away from this. And so did all the girls. But then here come the twins and their man. And so Abira's like...
Oh, but they came late and stuff. I'm like, you didn't call a text or nothing?
They came when they came. Abira said, you know, the Lord's testing me, but you know what? Just to keep peace, I'm going to leave. So she left.
She did.
The twins came in, and you know what? It seemed like everyone had a good time. They were still mixing and mingling. The friends seemed like they chilled down or went wherever they went. So it seemed like they had a good night, and everyone was vibing pretty much.
Yeah, and I could appreciate that Abira took herself out the situation, because it just happened truly the night before. And for her to be on that level and still talking about it, and Nick's friends being fresh and just the inappropriate conversation, and then the twins, and they were still up with conversation with the twins, even the scenes we didn't touch on with the twins were talking about things on the side on their own time about what happened and all the other stuff. Everybody was still at a certain level where it wasn't calmed down. And so that was really big of her, and I appreciated that. But like you said, at the end of the night, they all came together. It seemed like they had a good time, was vibing. And hopefully, for Minnie's sake, with her guy, because it looked like he's going to be in a few more episodes.
With the ring.
Yeah, that they can be even more cordial. And it's because he said he was a music producer. Maybe they can get a song together once again. And
the twins.
Yeah, and come together and work together with the beer on the side.
I got a question for you. How long do you think this fight thing is going to drag out? Do you think it's going to drag out for half of the season, or do you think it's going to drag out all the way probably up to Minnie's death?
I think, unfortunately, it's going to drag up to the time where we find out of Minnie's passing, because it's up and down, up and down, up and down with the bear and the twins. Because, like I said, I think it's based off of who's the better entertainer.
I mean, I feel like they're kind of in the same thing.
Just saying, you asked.
But hey, you know, that's all that happened this episode. I was really surprised. It kind of lasted about an hour, 30 minutes. Hopefully next week they go back down to an hour, back on their regular scheduled time. But let us know what you guys thought about this week's episode. What do you think about the fight? What do you think about a beer, the twins, all that stuff? Because we are new to this, so we want to hear what your guys' thoughts are about this. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And make sure you share this video to other people who might watch Little Women and Lana.
Thank you all again for watching. And as always, live simply, be grateful.